Hit this. Live coming at you from EA Sports UFC 6. I just gotta say, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. Not impressed. Straight up. Just what is added is cool. Like, they've gone out of their way and finally gave some fighters more animations. They've always been character specific animations in this game. There's always been strikes mocapped by specific people or mocapped to look like people, but now they've gone out and extended that a little bit by adding some people like Dominic Cruz to get like animations that look more similar to what he's like seen to do, and they look cool. Like, other than the fact that like he does this like stutter step after his walk and it takes like 40 years to stop walking, so other things kind of come out of the walk really funky like that. Look at his legs. That was kind of cool. His legs kind of like like kind of look like when AI tries to emulate movement, like when you watch videos of AI, like Dragon Ball Z videos, how the character's feet just kind of, they just kind of go from one thing to the next really quickly. Yep, T-pose. You know what I'm talking about? Like, can I recreate the T-pose? What was I doing in the sequence of that T-pose? I think I tried to do this. So let me see. I went. Oh no! I just caused a stutter there. You know what I'm talking about? Hold up, let me see. So you go this way, you go down, you'll cause a stutter. Cool. The forward dash, you know what I'm talking about? So you do this. What was it? It was the prone, it was this. So forward uppercut prone, and then you try to do the dodge where you just walk and sway like that. So if you go forward, prone, walk, sway, well, it didn't do it that time. You know what I'm saying? It didn't do it that time, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it caused it that time though. Oh, forward dash. Okay, let's see. There it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, there it is. It's cool. They added all this extra movement, and like you have all these different options, and your character can like do all this stuff. Like, like do all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been like, enjoying looking at this thing again, because it's been a long time since I cared about one of these. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a while. Crocodile. It's been a little minute. You know what I'm saying? It's been a little minute. Let me see. What else can we do? Oh, so that uppercut. Ooh, to the moon. You got that Mortal Kombat. You know what I'm talking about? Hold up. So you go here. Hold on, no. I want you to do that long joint. I want to do that long joint, but then I want to do this movement off. Ooh. That's pretty clean, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. You know what I'm talking about? I could probably figure out how I T-posed him. I don't really remember what series of movements I was doing. I know I did an uppercut, and then I did the forward prone. I pump faked at him one time for the one time. Like I dashed in, pump faked, and tried to stutter, like pivot out like that sort of thing. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, baby, that was clean. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Look at that boy. Man, look at all these movements, man. Look at all this shit you can do. Man, it's crazy. I want to do this on the way out though. Like I want to go in with the uppercut, stutter step, and then side step out like that. You know what I'm talking about? Let me get Davidson back to the middle. We're gonna go prone. Ooh, that's clean. Prone. Ooh. Give him to him one time. You know what I'm talking about? I don't like that. I feel like this movement is worse. Like this thing, like this standard thing, is way worse than just doing this. Than just walking and backdash. Like walking and moving your head back is way more effective than this thing. Because this thing stops you like for a long time. Like sure you can I think you can counter out of this. No, you can't. Like it has to end. Look how slow it is. You see that 44 frames? That's where you can finally do something again. Yikes, brother! Like that's pointless. Like the 34 frames here, like the character's still physically moving on screen, so it's like And he's moving kind of like at a speed where it looks realistic. But this thing, what's the forward version of that? This 28. So like 28 frames, you go uppercut, you go dash, uppercut, you go hit him with that tiger uppercut. Okay, you know what I'm saying? The uppercut's a little slow, but you know, whatever. It looks like the uppercut comes out slower because you did a whole dash. These punches that they added to finish the fight punches from UFC 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got all this stuff. Cool. Like, they added all this stuff. We're doing all this fun things. You know, we're T-posing. We're doing everything. We're doing all the stuff. They added all these, like, little uniqueness. These eccentricities. I don't know. It's a hard word, but they added all that shit, right? But then they added all these texts, like all these words that my brain that's been wired for this sort of thing, this task that I've been wired for, start to get tricked by these words. I start to see them like fast, long, efficient. What's that mean? What's all those mean? What do they really mean? And what I can tell is not a whole lot. So like fast, between these two guys who have similar stats and similar reaches, fast jabs, which they both share, have about the same framework. But so does the framework for the heavy straight versus the fast straight. Same framework, identical. You know what I'm saying? Only difference between Davis and his jab contacts at 13, where Dom's contacts 2 frames quicker. 2 frames in the context of this game, I don't feel like it's enough. Like, you know, like, it doesn't feel like 2 frames is actually that much faster. 11 to 13, you know, it doesn't feel like it's actually quicker. If Davidson's jab was like 17 frames, let me see. So Davidson's straight is 17. God dang it! All right, make the guy throw the straight. It's hard. I'm doing both controls at the same time, so bear with me. So Davidson's straight. Can I change the stance? That gonna help? His jab's still 13 frames. Oh, it goes up to 13 frames in the switch stance. Oh God. Let's make Davidson switch stances then. So Davidson's is 11 in the switch stance. Davidson has a faster jab when he's standing in the opposite stance than he starts from. Strange. But it almost feels like my jab is going up in frames too. I don't know. Let's restart the practice. Maybe they're getting tired. They're getting tired, so the frames are getting a little wonky. Okay, so we're 11 here. Let's switch stances with Davison. His jab is 11 there. His straight is 17. So let's go jab versus straight. And you can physically tell that the straight landed after the jab. It almost looks like it hits harder because it landed where it landed. Like, I feel like he's doing more damage because of that. Yeah, that's silly. That's silly. Okay, then I hit him in his vulnerability. Okay, well, maybe Davison throw a jab and we'll throw straight on him. Yeah, it looks like Davison's taking more damage because I'm throwing a jab straight. Yeah, he's definitely getting hit. He's definitely taking more damage. But I'm comboing. Yeah, like I'm throwing a jab and then throwing the straight 2 frames later. It's hitting before the straight even makes contact. I guess that's what you hope to see out of the frame data. Like, you hope that the frame data is working in that way. It's not stopping him from doing anything though. Like that's the thing. Like, I'm hitting him with 2 punches before he can land 1. And nothing's really changing as far as like there's no stopping power. That's a term that they like to use for this game. Stopping power. It doesn't interrupt his strike. Even though I'm hitting him with 2 punches before he can throw off 1, it's causing no interruption, it's adding no evasion, and his punch is still making contact. I've always had issue with that. I feel like in fight night, especially the older fight nights, if you threw a jab and someone threw a hook, your jab had a higher chance of like knocking them off the beaten path, preventing their hook from landing. But in this, the hook is going to land regardless. Like, he's throwing that. No, let's get him close enough. He's throwing that hook. Let's go rear. His rear hook still hit. It looked like he kind of hit hard too, actually. Is he doing me more damage because he's landing a rear hook over the top of my jab straight? Okay, that one interrupted because I caught him right at the tip of the animation. Okay, well, him being at the tail end of it, he's getting the worst of it now. You know, if you can land a jab straight, put him at the edge of your reach. they suffer from it a little bit. Okay, cool. I mean, I like that. It doesn't feel like that in real time. Like when you're playing the game, you don't necessarily feel that advantage. But you know, whatever. I think the word efficient, if I'm not being too hasty, I think the word efficient might be how much stamina the strike actually uses, but it doesn't look like much different. Like Davison doesn't have an efficient jab and a straight, but Dom does. Oh no, yeah. Well, is it straight efficient? Is the question. Because I feel like my body straight uses about the same amount of stamina. Yeah, my body cross is fast, not efficient. Interesting. Davison's is fast as well. So the stat, yeah, I guess it holds up, right? Like my body jab with Dom uses slightly less stamina than Davison's body jab. Slightly, like ever so slightly. Is that enough to be considered efficient? Maybe. I mean, maybe. I feel like all these things are here, and the difference between them is so microscopic that it doesn't actually have a physical impact on what you experience as a player. Like something being fast versus efficient the framework isn't that different. Like we both have, I have a, does he have a heavy straight versus regular straight? The framework is basically the same. When they're at full stamina, it's like absolutely the same. So now, because he's a little tired, he's a little hurt, his straight is 17 frames, mine is 15. But they both have a 42 frame recovery, so which means they can't like do anything like out of pocket until the 42 frame happens. Like, so you want to do something really strange, like a rear knee after a straight punch, you can't do it. But because you can combo jabs and straights and the head kicks, you know, it doesn't really matter. Like why would you ever throw a rear knee after the straight punch if you know you can just go You know what I'm saying? Like you do the Anthony Pettis, like the one-off thing that somebody does because they're incredibly skilled. Everyone can do, you know. Everybody's got access to throwing a jab and then throwing a head kick that just flatlines a hurt opponent. You know, like cool. Like there's nuanced difference, and now you have proof positive that those differences exist. But those differences, are they large enough of a gap between where they start to where they finish to where you actually feel it in gameplay? And I don't believe they are. I don't believe a 13 frame jab is that different than an 11 frame jab. I feel like it's about the same. Your vulnerability window is about the same. Except if you both throw jabs and one lands first, hits the vulnerability, one person gets a 0.5 vulnerability boost, or the other one gets a nothing. Yeah, so there's that, right? I was talking, I've tried this video a couple times and things have gone wrong each time. But not the point. I was trying to indicate, to prove that there is no real long range. Like even though the strike says long, it physically looks long. It lands from slightly outside of the range where the not long ones land from. It's not something that you can perceivably utilize. Because one major thing that's missing in this game, and always has been, is a true inside fighting range. It doesn't exist. Your characters can never be body to body trying to strike unless they're clinched. Like, how do you clinch? Oh my God, there's so many buttons. What do I do? How do I clinch? What do I press? Like, it used to just be the joystick. You pressed it forward, you grab somebody. Then it was RT in the joystick. You press that and you grab somebody. Now it's like you have to do a Hadouken or something. Like, what down forward input do I have to input to get a hold of this guy? I don't even begin to know. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna press the body modifier. Let's press body modifier and 2 buttons. Okay, I shot for a takedown. Cool. Body modifier plus 2 buttons, shoot for a takedown. How do I put him down? Get off of me. How do I clinch him? What do I do? Do I just press 2 buttons? Okay, so just 2 buttons. So what used to be uppercut in Fight Night, what used to be uppercut in UFC 3, is now how you enter a clinch. This is the only time your fighters are ever this close. So your only inside fighting range is once you're in the clinch. You can't actually, you can strike from here, but if you were boxing, you could technically stand here. It doesn't typically happen in MMA, but for the context of the video game, if you're gonna have ranges, to be missing this range as a striking range, as separate from a grappling range, maybe the striking range can weave into the grappling range a little bit better. Maybe once you've hit this point, the game should incidentally connect you, as opposed to, you know, something else. I don't know. I mean, incidental connections would seem a little bit more annoying because people would be able to just encroach in space and the character would just naturally get this close. And on Undisputed, there was a range where your characters did get that close and they hunkered in, kind of. And once you're in that hunkered range, it was a little harder to escape it. Like, it took, like, the same way you have to escape clinching, like walking backwards, you had to do that in Undisputed to get out of that, like, hunkered state. And especially in the older ones, like 2009, somebody got you in that hunker state with Rampage. You're about to eat like 40 uppercuts to the body that actually hit body and head. And it was just hard to stay out of that dirty boxing range. So I can understand where that might be a risk for some people. But to not have that range, it makes some other things more difficult. Because now, standing right here is your elbow / jab range. It's all the same. You can elbow from the same distance that you should be able to jab from. And unfortunately, the jabs actually push your opponent out of space. Like, which, I mean, in real life, you know, you get hit in the nose with a jab, your character is likely to step back. It is likely to step back. But what is actually happening is it's stepping them out of range, like, against their will. Like, it's choosing for them where they will be. But it doesn't actually step them out of range because the range is so general that you jab them back, and they can still jab you. So, no inside fighting range, and your very next practical step back is just one step out, which is too far to land jabs. Get my drift? You see what I'm saying? Like, if you draw invisible lines in front of their feet, where I'm standing is, you know, as close as I perceivably want to be outside of here. This is like true jab range. This is where elbows shouldn't land from. This is where jabs should land from. Hooks should not land from there unless they're long. So where I can land my jab shouldn't be where I can land my hooks. My hook should be closer. I should be landing hooks from here and not jabs. Elbows and hooks should be here. Elbows, hooks, uppercuts, and stationary positions. You would think that would be the stuff that's right here. But instead, it's everything. It's all here. There is no true inside fighting range, so there is no true elbow, uppercut, hook range, so there is no true step out jab range. It doesn't exist. Sometimes you can be right at the edge of it, but if you can land a jab, you can also land a hook. And the same is true for Deiveson Figueiredo. If he can land a jab, he can also land an uppercut. He can also, well, toe hook. Too many buttons. So can't land a jab from there, but can from here. So I can also land a hook. It's the same. It's the same range. You get the point? Like, the point is, striking is always going to be convoluted because there is no true, I mean, the ranges just aren't what they're supposed to be. Like, they're just not, they're not clear and defined. And let me not say that. They are clear and defined. They're defined and clear, but they're wrong. Point positive. Like, they're just wrong. Elbows should be landing from here. So should hooks. So should uppercuts. Not teep kicks. Like, I should have kicked him in his nuts. Like, there's no way I can draw my teep kick from right. I mean, some people can, maybe some flexible guys, but look, my character had to shimmy back to make that kick land because the game said it should land. My character had to slide his body into a position where it could land. It's very fast and it's very microscopic, but it's happening. Right here should be incidental contact range. Teeps should probably just catch the body on the way up and not actually hit the guy because I'm too close. But I should be able to step back into teep range, which is the same as jabs and straights. And also hooks. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's see. Can Deiveson throw a teep? Does Deiveson have teeps? He does. Well, he has one teep. But he also has a rear body kick that's shimmying me forward to make it land. Like, his teep can land from there, right? But his straight can't. His teep can land from outside of his straight range. So there's that. Even though he's at an 89-inch reach, same as Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz doesn't have a long... Does he have a long jab or is it efficient? I don't remember. Let me check. Is it long or is it efficient? Come on, Dom. Long or efficient? Let's play the roulette. Fast. So not long or efficient. It's just long because the animation is. It's just long enough to land because of the animation. Nothing else. No indicator within the game telling you why. Just because the animation is physically longer, the jab is longer. There's can land it straight from here. I mean, a teep from there. Can't land it straight. Can't land a jab. But when you do get to the range where you can land a jab, it's also the same range where you can land a teep. It's also the same range where you can probably land a hook. So jab, Well, he can't land the hook there. Well, he can land the lead one. He can land the rear from here too, though. Straight, teep. He can land it all from the same space. Where he misses it, where he misses one, he misses all. Except for the teep, because it slides him forward. Except for the teep, because it slides him forward. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, there's no practicality. There's no, like, logic. There's no reason for why the teep will land from there, but the straight will miss. Because he's got the same stats. Like, his reach is the same. It's not it's not an indicatedly long jab or an indicatedly long teep, but it's landing from the same space that his straight punch with an 89-inch reach misses from, whereas Dom's straight punch from an 89-inch reach lands from. You get what I'm saying? Their arms are the same length. They got the same rotation. They're close to the same height. So if I can land my straight from there, Davison should probably be able to land it straight from there, since there is nothing saying he can't. But then you got things like the body kick, which, especially the rear one, if you're in the range where it should land, your character will see he's long enough, his legs are long enough, he's going to land on its own. But Davison's inside kick, his leg isn't long enough, so the game will slide him forward. Look where his feet's leaving from. Let me turn off the frame. The frame meter isn't exactly doing anything for me in this moment, so let me turn it off. Right. Frame timing, turn it off. Cool. So look at Davison's foot. Right. Rear foot on the H. He can land the body kick. Cool. Step back. See his rear foot a little bit further out. Step back. Rear foot before the H. Still lands the kick, but his foot stops on the H. Because he's supposed to land the kick from there, the game makes him land the kick from there. Should he? No. It's making him land it from there. I noticed this with that right there, the calf kick. If you do a forward moving calf kick from here, your character goes the full length of kick range. Like, he goes the full length, because that's kick range. Forward moving kick range is a little bit out, so you can do that from there, right? So let's go regular low kick, right? Let's not do calf kick. This is a low kick. This is a forward moving low kick. Well, hold up, buddy. Relax. Low kick, forward moving low kick. It'll still land from that far range. But look how far that range actually is. Let's step to here. Yeah, look at that range. That's like as if he ran at you and threw a kick. So what's the risk of doing that? Is there a risk? If throwing a forward moving, a running low kick, does it make you more prone to getting jacked in the jaw? Probably not, right? Like, where's the rear one? Let's go forward moving rear versus straight. It hits you. It did 13% damage. I think it might have caused a nose break event. Let me see. It's really difficult to do both at the same time, but I'm doing it. Cool. So it caused you to jaw jack. Let's try this again. Well, what can you do immediately on that hit? Once you get hit there, can you block? Can you dash? Let's try. So we'll make Davison run at him. Take whoops. No. I want to take it straight. I'll make Davison run. Take it straight. Oh my God, I hit the pause button. How did that happen? Holy smokes. This is difficult. Anyway, get Dom off the fence. Let's go. Doing this all by yourself is difficult. Get Dom off the fence. Go forward moving. We're going to make him do a dash. Boom, it hits him. Davison. Let's try to make Davison dash immediately. So Davison's going to go forward moving into the punch. Boom, and then try to dash. Dang, this is complicated. All right, this is a bit of a tough test. Point proven, but the range is strange. That's the crux of it. Forward moving head kick range is from Narnia, from downtown. Look at that. Look how far I moved. Let's turn the frame down on so we can see how many frames it is to throw that strike from that far away, and to encroach that distance at that speed. Frame timing on, right? So let's go forward moving. Let's go forward moving inside calf kick. It's a 27 frame strike. 27 frames to contact. That's a 25 frame to contact, 23 frame to contact, 27 frames to contact. But look how far it has to cover to do that. So he's covering 27 frames in the same amount of time it takes to draw your leg up to throw a head kick. He's physically moving in space from about 5 feet out. If you laid one of these guys down between each other, it's about a full dominant cruise between these two. And I can cover that in 29 frames. That's ridiculous. Like, that's preposterous. let's try a head kick. 33 frames. It's a little bit better, right? 35 frames to get there. It's still pretty quick. Like 35 frames to go this far away. 31 frames there. It didn't land, but 31 frames to land from a full Dominic Cruz away. 31 frames. I mean, what else is 31 frames in this game? This hook kick. So it takes the same amount of frames to contact to land that hook kick. Add 6 frames to that to throw it from space, which almost feels appropriate. Like 37 frames from this distance feels okay. 31 frames to throw a body kick from that range, 31 frames to throw a head kick from that range does not appropriate. The same thing for throwing that lower teep. 27 frames to cover that distance and throw a low kick to the leg, to the ankle is preposterous. Like that is not cool. If the kick is going to cover that kind of distance, it can't cover it that fast. It should not cover it that fast. Sure, the recovery is 40 frames, but if you land it, your opponent is automatically in a hit stun. Like it causes a hit stun, right? So like I'm gonna throw that teep, right? I'm gonna throw that running calf kick, and I'm gonna immediately press to punch with Dom Cruz. Hold up, I gotta press both. This is a little bit more complicated. See, Dom's in a hit stun. I couldn't do anything. He's in a hit stun. Let's reset the damage. Let's just in case you're thinking that the damage is what's causing it, and that's why he's in this hit stun. Let's reset the damage. Let's get from the let's throw this running tomahawk of a kick. I can't do anything. So look, kick lands. You can't see it, but Dom can't move. I don't know why I did that. See, like nothing is triggering on Dom's frame menu, so you don't know that he's in a stun. You don't know that I can't strike there, but I can't. That's when I was able to strike. Listen, if you can hear my buttons, that's when I was able to punch. I don't know how many frames that is, but it's a lot. It's a lot more frames than it costs to move there. So in that time period, oh, that's not what I meant to do. In that time, why is he throwing running head kicks? Like I'm holding the body punch button. I mean the body modifier. In that time, like sure, we both neither can throw jabs at that point. Watch, so watch, I'll show you. I'm gonna throw the forward, I'm gonna throw the running punch. We both start jabbing at the same point. Sure, that's cool. There's no real advantage gained by darting across. I say that, but like maybe it's just a combination. Maybe I just can't straight. Maybe I just can't jab. But from here, I can throw a straight punch. In that time, Dom can't recover. He can't do anything. So by the time he does anything, I've already straight punched him. So if you do this dashing kick into a straight punch, you land it before your opponent moves. Like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This should not be a thing. Like, you can cover this much distance, throw a jab, and another jab. Sure, your opponent has probably, can he defend? What can he do? Can he move his head? Like, okay, so let me throw this kick. I'm gonna throw this running kick and I'm gonna try to move my head. I'll just try to move his head after the running kick makes contact. You can't. Oh my god, I hit the recording button again. Oh my goodness. I'm pressing too many buttons, too many controllers. So you can't move your head. So let's make Davison do this running kick. You can't move your head until the same point where you can jab. Can you walk at the very least? You can walk. So there's nothing preventing you from walking, which that makes the least sense. When the kick lands, you can start walking before you can, well, not that way. Now when it does that, now when it triggers the leg event, you can't. Come on, man, shake back. You good. I ain't even hurt like that. So you can't, if it triggers an animation, you can't walk. If it doesn't trigger animation, you're just stunned for no reason. You don't know why you're stunned. Your character doesn't physically give you any indication that you're stunned. But you are. You're momentarily stunned. But if it doesn't trigger an animation, you can't punch, you can't block, but you can walk. Make that make sense. Like, riddle me this, Joker. Like, make that make sense. Like, look, I'm just the guy, right? I'm just the person with the information saying the thing that nobody else is gonna say. This game has some silliness. Like, it's just got some silliness built in. And once that silliness is addressed realistically and not just washed over because get good absolves you of having to fix things, get good or get better at the game, the pro players don't experience this. what the game is like at the lowest level is what it's like at the top. Only difference is people's play patterns will give you the illusion that it's a less convoluted scenario, right? I tell a story all the time. Me and one of my friends that got real good at Scott Pilgrim versus the World on Xbox 360, right? We learned how to dash, how to dodge, how to teleport, how to shoot key blasts, and all this crap. And they put it's a beat 'em up game. It's not even a serious game, but they put a fighting mode in it, so you can play Scott Pilgrim versus Ramona Flowers. Like you can do a 1v1. So me and this fool learned how to teleport. We making this thing look like Dragon Ball Z. This is a beat 'em up game. We making it look like Dragon Ball Z. If two people dedicate any amount of time to making something that's not what it is look like something it is, you can basically make anything look good. So people watching us play this are like, man, that's crazy. This game is nuts. Is that how it is? And we're like, yeah, when you're good at it, like you dodge and you parry and you're doing all sorts of other crap. But like, what's the point, right? The point of it, the point of my story about the Scott Pilgrim is that there's no point to getting that good at something that's not designed to be that. And we're making it look like it's making it look different than it's designed. These characters had iframes. They were teleporting through strikes. We were armoring through moves. The moves just couldn't make contact with us. So we looked like we were doing all this crazy stuff because we were utilizing systems that were designed to help you in a beat 'em up, being attacked from every angle multiplayer gameplay experience. And we were applying those things to the fundamentals of a fighting game. And we were using the iframes and using the armored moves to basically render each other moot. These things were added to the character so that when you're being jumped on the higher difficulties, you have options and you're not just getting blindsided by the guys throwing weapons from behind you in this environment. But we're taking this thing that's not supposed to be and doing something different with it and making it look fancy. Was it, if they had intended for the fighting game mode to work against each other, like really like be a fighting game, if they had intended for that versus to really be competitive, do you think they would have allowed the backdash to have as much invulnerability, the teleport to be as fast and as utilizable? No, they would have tuned it to be more practical in a fighting environment. But we were taking advantage of a not tuned fighting environment and making it look tuned, making it look good, making it look good. Linguistics. Anyway, that's what players do in this game. They get really good at understanding the systems of the game at the level that they're interacting with it. So they don't have to think beyond that. You just get good at what you see and what you need to do to be successful. You don't ever think until it's time, but why did, but how did, when did. That's when you start to go, if X didn't happen, what was the result? And that's all I'm saying. Question it, dig into it, and then ask those questions. And if those questions can be answered by, then it's a problem.